to my channel, Evolve with Monette. For those of you that are new here, I'm a professional intuitive empath. Let's get into it. For my empaths, my earth angels, my divine feminines, my divine masculines, my star seeds, my collective group of thinkers and feelers, I wanted to do a quick explanation of karma. People often use this as like a battering ram and a thing to say to someone after they've been hurt, you'll get your karma. Sometimes people have wished karma on us. Sometimes we've wished it on other people. It's readings that I see other readers do. It's readings that I am asked to do and do on my channel as well. But the thing to know about karma, well, I could teach you all kinds of things about it. Like if you want to know how the karma of the person that hurt you, how they will have the effect happen for them, you could find it in your astrological house, in your astrological chart. It would be in your sixth house. Your sixth house, guys, all those years of speech therapy. And I still can't say my S's right. But God might bless my mom, who certainly did pay for them. 5 years, guys. Anyway, so your sixth house is where you will notice that the other person experiences karma. So whatever's in your sixth house will be how the person that affected you will get their karma back. So that's just a matter of fact from the metaphysical perspective. But if you don't subscribe to that, you don't know your chart, cafeastrology.com, free natal birth chart, just in case you do want to know. But if you don't know your chart and you don't know all that stuff, know this. It's this simple. The person who caused you pain, treated you badly, mistreated you, was maybe malicious, went out of their way. Maybe they did it unbeknownst to you. Let's just give them the benefit of the doubt, since we're the sweet empaths over here, right? Let's say they didn't know what they did. They didn't know the depth of pain, agony, or trauma that what they did to you caused you, but it still affected you, and it's still held in your nervous system, in your autonomic nervous system, in your prefrontal cortex. You have flashbacks when synapses fire. You can recall this pain. It slowed you down in your life. It maybe caused you to not be as focused on your job. It maybe caused you to lose weight or gain weight, to lose hair, or to have autoimmune issues. My empaths were good for that, right? When someone affects you that deeply, they will, in fact, as a karmic retribution in this earth plane and on this earth plane, have to experience the same level of affectation in their nervous systems. So think about it more scientifically than this esoteric, eventually the long arm of karma is going to find you. Certainly, karma never misses an address. So the reason that they may not have even registered how deeply that affected you is because they didn't care about you, perhaps. A lot of us have dealt with narcissists or any toxic people of any certain degree certainly can relate to that being the truth, yes? So they did not really care about you. And I know for certain in so many of my situations, people saw me as a lesser person than them for a myriad of reasons, whether it be race, weight, femininity, or meaning gender, whatever. So people have discriminated and treated me badly for a myriad of reasons, but we all come in different shapes and sizes. And I'm sure you have your story too as to why people discriminated and treated you badly as well, right? So whatever the reason was, they did not esteem me to be worthy of the grace, kindness, and care. That's fine. So someone else was brought in that they did esteem worthy of that grace, kindness, and care to create in them the same storm of trauma and drama that they gave to me. And it's not because I wished it on them. It's because in order for them to have any chance at evolution, they had to see, that's why I put the location here as mirrors, and feel exactly what they did to me. And they would not have felt that with me because they did not esteem me to be worthy of delicacy, care, or kindness. They esteem themselves to be worthy of that. Maybe they esteem the person that they place value into to be worthy of that. But that person came along to be the great equalizer and to show them this is what it feels to be treated like shit. They would not have empathized for me. You guys have heard me talk about the covert narcissist. That person would have never empathized with me because she thought I was beneath her. So it took someone else that thought that she was beneath she in order for she to feel exactly what she did to me. The incredible levels of trauma that she left me with. Now, a narcissist might listen to this and rub their hands. I left you with trauma. Brilliant. But what a narcissist can't manage or transmute is their pain and shame. We are brilliant at it, empath. It has almost become, unfortunately, our least favorite game, but we manage it well, don't we? So even if you think that person will never get it back, they'll never understand. Yes, they will. And so many of you guys that write me these letters about the big bad karmic, y'all know how I feel about it. High five to the karmic because they do what you never would or will. And it doesn't mean that they're a better or lesser woman than you. It means that they came in and they were avaricious, greedy, low vibrational, purposefully malicious, and conniving, just like maybe the person was to you. And it's something you could never do. I thank my karmic every day. Thank you, Jesus, because you helped me get away. And you created a shockwave in that person's nervous system that gave them a chance to actually evolve if they chose to, or to devolve into the pits of hell further if that's what they wanted to do. Not my circus, not my monkeys. I divested, as I recommend you do too, but I rested assured that karma knew the address and knew that she had work to do. And it was not going to be something that was going to get taken care of if I stayed in relationships with that person. In fact, I got far away because I knew it was going to be like a nuclear fallout. Also, know this for my earth angels. So we put the scientific spin on it. Yes, they will feel in their nervous system the same level of drama and trauma that you felt. The sixth house, I do believe, associated with work and various things, work and health, I think, and routines. So they will be put through the paces in the same way that you were. So look at that sixth house and see what sign is in it. For me, my sixth house falls into Virgo. Or Virgo is in my sixth house. And so what that means is that people can be really incredibly nitpicky and judgmental. That's the lower vibrational side of Virgo, right? Overthinkers, hyper analytical, hypercritical, perfectionist. Yes. So I knew that the person that had tried me would have everyone dissect everything about her personality, her physical health, her emotional health, her mental health, and her sexual health. Because Virgo is about all of the structures that make us operate. I knew that she would have issues with the legal system because Virgo rules all institutions. I knew that she would have problems with partners that were incredibly cruel to her because on the negative side, Virgos can have partners sometimes that are hypercritical. I knew that she would have issues with regulating her body. Guys, I'm just telling you, this is why it's important to understand this level of astrology. Now, it's a video that I've talked about making before where I go through each house, or excuse me, not each house, but each sign and talk about the karma. And I think I'm just going to have to make it because it's something that you need to know so that you can just quickly have a compendium. I love a quick encyclopedia and you can go to it and say, okay, well, my sixth house is in Aquarius. So this is how the karma will affect that person. So that's something I'm putting on my list to do, guys. Always stuff to do, but I will get it done for you. But I knew how the retribution would happen to one of the persons that had harmed me greatly and caused me incredible damage to my nervous system and to my energy. And she may have had zero idea because she didn't care to have an idea because she didn't genuinely care about me. But that was none of my business. Karma cared about me and karma was there to see. And so are my angels and my ancestors. Absolutely. We can add in all the whole pantheon of folks. Yes? But when it comes down to it, it is a mirror between you and that person. They will know exactly how you felt to be ostracized, to be gossiped about, to be gang stalked, to be gaslit, to be infested. Sometimes people create infestations with flying monkeys. They will know exactly what that feels like to have the walls closing in, to wonder if they're going insane, to wonder if they're losing their mind or their brain. The person that tried you will meet their match in somebody who gives them a run for their money the same way they did you and who cares about them even less than they cared about you, because it will have to trigger that. And I've heard it said that some people have had that come to Jesus moment and it cleared their head. I really had a client say to me once, I was so mean to people and then I got treated so badly by people that it changed the way that I treated other people because I thought I never want to make anyone feel the way I was just made to feel. That's a good case of karma and things getting real, going right. Does that make sense? But some of these narcissists that gave you a great fright will never have that level of introspection. But the way I look at it is it means that the world will be a battering ram against them again and again and again until they decide that it's time for life to end. Meaning they, the ancestors, the powers that be. Meaning, some people will never set themselves free of that karmic debt because they will refuse to change, and that is not your problem. That's why I say divest, empath, because we'll try to stay and save people that not only don't want to be saved, but that need to have that battering ram of karma smash their face over and over again until the day that they reach their grave or until the day that they change. It's their choice. We all have free will. You and I both have treated people badly before in our lives, or said an unkind word, or gossiped, or told a lie, or not been nice. No empath here is delusional to think that we're perfect. We don't always get it right, but what we do is introspection and apology and accountability. And if I can treat someone a certain way, then I can expect of them to treat me with reciprocity. And if in the karmic endeavoring where they were treating you badly, they did not have reciprocity for your feelings because they deemed you beneath them, then that's okay. The Lord will send in a karmic that feels the same way they felt about you on that very last day, that they pushed you away, lied you away, gaslit you away, manipulated you away, whatever they did to you, for you to finally leave from in front of their face, for them to finally take a good look in that mirror. And if they don't want to do that day after day, then they said, that's okay. They being the powers that be, we will have someone come in that treats them the same way. So many of you guys are like, oh no, I want to save them from the karmic. Oh no, I said, love her. I don't want to run to her. I loved it because I do this work on a daily. I knew exactly what was going to happen, and I said, if I can't fix her, then you take care of her, baby. That's okay. And that was exactly what was supposed to happen. Sometimes things are supposed to play out that way. We get very enmeshed in our attachment style to folks, so we don't want to see them go away. But holding on to them will be delayed. We are not always supposed to hold on to somebody until the grave. One of the lessons that I learned with Scorpio being in my 8th house is that sometimes people go away. I had relationships end weirdly and abruptly, relationships that I poured every ounce of my soul and energy into, and then they were taken from me. And it was so that I could get used to not being enmeshed with my own codependency. Codependents are what we have been. It has been we. Us empaths, us earth angels, us divine feminines, yes. We are the fixers. We are the doctors of this earth plane. And that means that we get fully invested in people that are insane. And it starts from the time we're kids. We want to fix it. We want to justify it. We want to project our morality onto these folks. And that is not what we're supposed to do. So God gave me a particularly challenging aspect. Now, there are some brilliant things having Scorpio in the 8th house that I've used to my benefit, that I love and I fully embrace. But that was one of the hardest lessons. It's a Plutonian lesson, meaning things that are erratic. A Uranus lesson, things that are surprising and hidden, where people would just betray me right in my face and have no remorse about it. But what would happen is years later, one by one, they would come back and say, no one loves me like you did. I should have never treated you that way. Not everyone has, and not everyone will. And that's something that's important for me to say, for you to hear. You don't always get an apology. But my sweet dears, sometimes you do. And sometimes you can ask for it from the universe too. But what I realized with that placement is that attachment was something I was not supposed to do. Does that mean I don't love my friends and family? I absolutely do, but it means I understand that people come in seasons and in cycles for lessons. And for a lot of you guys, you have something new coming in. Release the old thing. Let that karma begin for that person. Detach fully. It is not until you emotionally detach from the outcome of seeing what happens to them that God can really begin. Universe can begin. Source can begin. Earth angels, ancestors can begin. Yes, earth angels. That karmic that you hate might be the earth angel that saved your life. Now, again, y'all know I'm never sending fruit baskets to those people that were trife. And believe it or not, some of those people that came in have karma for how they were talking about you. They might realize later that as much as they wanted to make you an enemy, that you were a person that they actually probably wanted in their life. I'm talking about the flying monkeys. I'm talking about the other women. They get obsessed with you. So that's just a little bonus for some of you guys to understand. You are an example, a shining beacon on the hill. I'm so proud of you, divine feminine and masculines. I'm so proud of you, earth angels. In their jealousies and their obsessions with you, also ruled by Scorpio, obsession is, they start investigating and find out exactly why that other person deemed you as the best because you are and better than the rest. Simply the best. Hey, come on, Tina. Better than all the rest. Hey, better than anyone. And that is exactly how you need to think of yourself. So move away and let karma get the job done. It is not a job for you. And until their autonomic nervous system and body and soul is affected in the same exact way they affected you, then karma says, I still have work to do. They will feel what you felt: isolated, alone, sad, remorseful, betrayed, hurt, misunderstood, lied on. Anything you felt. Write down a list tonight. Do an exercise. It's the old teacher and me. Write down 20 of the things that the betrayal caused you to feel. And then when you look at it, understand that karma, God, ancestors, angels will make that emotion in that person exactly as real and as visceral as it was to you the day they did. The mirror never misses. Karma never misses. You don't need to see it happen to trust me and know it is a reality. They will feel exactly what they did to thee, and that's how karma writes itself. Energy has to be dispersed. They created an energetic imbalance, cavalier and careless with them too, and it will rock their soul. And unlike us empaths, they will not have the ability to transmute it into beauty, ashes. What do they say? From beauty to ashes? Or excuse me, from ashes to beauty. Well, I think from them, it's beauty to ashes. I think that was a Freudian slip. They will go from feeling wonderful, like they were it, the belle of the ball, to ashes, to absolute shit. And you transmuted your pain into something that is art and noteworthy. I'm so proud of you. Step out of the way and let karma do what it do, because I promise you, karma and an angry ancestor will always do it better than you, will always hold them more accountable than you. You can yell and scream, but if they don't care about you, it doesn't affect them. When I realized what I was dealing with a covert narcissist and her levels of insidious, deceptive, treacherous behavior and how cold and unfeeling she was, I realized it was nothing that I could say that was going to affect her. I said, let her go to what she loves. What she loves will be her unraveling. As I predicted previously, a lot of us do that too. That's okay. I think that's more for us to see how brilliant we are and how fantastic our intuition is. You had premonitions and predicted things that would happen to people that tried you. They disregarded you as Boo Boo the Fool. And your ancestors said, if a little throwback to In Living Color, homie, don't play that. You were the earth angel. You were where the love was at. You were where the understanding was at. And if someone treated you as less than that, I promise you, my love, if you were here under the sound of my voice today, karma will absolutely find a way for someone to repay them in kind completely. I love you guys so much. Thank you for joining me. Come back and join me next time, and we will continue to evolve together. Hey, Sala! She says, hey, Monette. My sixth house is in Capricorn. SDF says, the sun, sixth house is the sun in Aries. Guys, you have inspired me, and I'm going to make a series on it. So I will be on camera probably within the next week. I have a thing or three to attend to, and I will be back on camera with you guys. And so what I will do is I'm going to make that series about karma and what you can expect for the person who tries you to experience as part of their karmic retribution, as per where your sixth house is. Thank you for your patience with my S's. Oh my gosh, you have to know how much I love you, because I'm going to be saying house so many times. Oh gosh, God loves to humble me. So yes, yours, we're going to talk about where you can figure out what happened to them karmically from where the sixth house is. And what I'm going to do, that's a client calling in right now. What I'm going to do is also what I'm going to do is also do a karmic reading at the end of each one of those videos. So I have a great deck by Joey Aloha that my bestie got me last Christmas, and it is fantastic for discerning precisely what their karma will do, and we'll clear it with some tarot. We'll clarify it with some tarot as well. So that's going to be some yummy, delicious content. I'm actually looking forward to it because now that when you're out of the thick of like being invested into what happens to them, and you trust and know that things get like paid and done absolutely, the universe like always pays its bills on time, it's, you just feel so much better. I am so happy to kind of do this for you because I have cleared the angstiness of me being invested in what happened to that person, because I am absolutely sure that everything that needed to happen to them happened to them and continues to, because that's another thing to know. When people try earth angels, they are warned by ancestors, by their internal voice and intuition, before they are fully given over to a reprobate mind, to stop fucking with you. They get lots of nudges. First it's a little pebble, then it's a piece of gravel, then it's a rock, then it's a boulder, and then it's a bloody avalanche. And they will be come down upon by your ancestors and angels that are like, we told you not to mess with them. And this is especially true to my empaths who have loved purely. So you know when you've loved someone so completely and you've given them everything and you've never done an unkind thing, never talked about them, never lied to them, the karma that comes to people that are unkind to my sweet earth angels like that is monumental. It is an avalanche. So please understand, if you love someone with the purest of intentions and you gave them beyond the benefit of the doubt and you worked over and over to make every crazy diabolical situation they wanted to work out, and they still shitted on you, oh my God, I would not envy them. You know, that's when people say pray for your enemies, because what they will have coming to them isn't a quick slap on the wrist. We get karma too for the moments that we step out of line and we're out of pocket, and we do, and we are sometimes. But we learn from ourselves and our lessons, and we do quick introspection and self-accountability. We do a self-assessment quickly. We are renowned for that, empaths. We're like, okay, wait, what did I do wrong? Maybe this was me. Maybe I didn't communicate clearly. You know how we do? We almost overcompensate that way. And so that starts to balance out as we get more healthy. I promise you, it's a lovely place to be. But what I will tell you this is that they do not do that. They will run into that battering ram brick against, or what do they say? You put your head against a brick wall over and over again, because they refuse to die to ego. In order for us to go through those dark nights of the soul that we went through, we had to die to our ego in order to facilitate ascension and growth. Narcissists will never die to their ego. So that means that they have like 10-year sentences, 20-year sentences, Saturn cycle, 28 years of craziness, of some of the worst, lowest vibrational people coming to them and trying them the same way they tried you. Because they never look inside and say, wait, how did I get here? What did I do? So those people that think it's a slap on the wrist and then it's going to be over and they're going to move on and thank you next. Yeah. Now I will say this in conclusion. Thank you next. I'm so freaking grateful for my exes, for my XDs, for the people that betrayed me, because they did in fact help to shape me. They didn't mean to, but that's the way that we empaths do. We're fantastic at a transformation through pain, and their intention to cause us pain is always our gain. I love you guys so much. Again, come back and join me next time, and we'll continue to evolve together. Stay tuned for that series, guys. I do mean it. It will be coming soon.